video, my friend and I would like to present to you about the assemblers. So what are the assemblers is? Assembler is the computer program that translate the assembly source code into the binary computer programs, so that the computer will easier to execute the program using the binary program. So there are many types of assembler available on 86 architecture, but in this video we only choose 4 types, which are NASM, MASM, TASM and FASM. There are different ways to code in the different OS like Windows and Linux to use these 4 assemblers. So if you guys want to know more, stay tuned with this video because my friend will talk more details about this.
Hi guys, my name is Fatin. Do you guys want to know who is the inventor for these 4 assemblers? I will explain to you one by one. First, the oldest assembler is MASM, who is invented by Microsoft on 1981. Second is TASM, who is invented by Borland on 1989. Third is NASM, who is invented by Julia Hall and Peter Anvik on October 1996. And lastly, FASM, who is invented by Thomas Gustav on 1999. So, do you guys want to know which operating system suits these assemblers? For both MASM and TASM, it is available on MS-DOS earlier back then, but after that, MASM is fully operated on Windows. Next is NASM. Is one of the most popular assembler for Linux, but it can also operate on Unix like Windows and DOS. Next is FASM, who can run on various operating systems including Windows, DOS and Linux. So what is the meaning of acronym for these assemblers FASM, TASM, NASM and MASM?
Hello, my name is Lydia. To answer the question on what is NASM, FASM, TASM and MASM, I will explain more on details one by one. Let's start with the MASM. MASM stands for Microsoft Micro Assembler, which only operates on Windows because it is maintained by Microsoft. Recent versions of MASM are included with the Microsoft Visual Studio. Second, NASM or Network Assembler is an assembler or disassembler for architecture. It can be used to write 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit, and its syntax is designed to be simple and easy to understand. It supports all currently known architectural extensions and has a strong support of macros. Next, TASM stands for Turbo Assembler. It can be used with Borland high-level language such as Turbo C and Turbo C++. It can also assemble MASM using its MASM mode and has an ideal mode with a few enhancements. Lastly, FASM or Flat Assembler operates on many operating systems such as Linux, Windows, DOS, and IDE. It claims high speed, size optimization, operating system portability, and lastly, macro abilities. Okay, now, so let's continue to the difference between these assemblers.
Hi, I'm Akmal and I will continue about the difference between TASM and NASM. The first difference between TASM and NASM is TASM can be written in 16-bit code, while NASM can be written in 16-bit, 32 bits and also 64-bit program for 86 architecture. The second difference between TASM and NASM is TASM does not offer free course because it is not an open source, while NASM offers free course because it is an open source software. Next, TASM combined with Turbo Linker, while NASM combined with Visual Studio Linker. And lastly, TASM can run program within the same version, for example, 16-bit program to 16-bit program, while NASM can run program with different version, for example, 32-bit program to 16-bit program. So, do you want to know the difference between FASM and also MASM?
Don't forget about MASM and FASM. The main difference between both of them is the addressing syntax on first, loading and address. For MASM, it uses MOV-EAX offset memvar. For FASM, it uses MOV-EAX memvar. Second, loading a value. For MASM, MOV-EAX memvar. For FASM, MOV-EAX memvar. Secondly, FASM build directly application of many formats without linter. But if you want to use a linter to combine with other libraries or objects, you may use MSCOF, object outroute, forms with MASM linker or other compatible. Lastly, FASM does not support as many high-level statements as MASM and NASM. Its memory addressing syntax is similar to TASM and NASM, while MASM have its own addressing syntax.
Hi, so I will briefly conclude the differences between these assemblers are their address syntax and license. First of all, NASM and FASM are portable and can produce full program as well as raw binaries. MASM is great and there are a lot of code examples on the internet, but you cannot make raw binaries with it easily, and the license forbids you to write Linux program. While MASM can be only used on Windows, but NASM is popular used in Linux rather than other OS. Lastly, TASM is no longer free that make it so hard to use and run a program with it, while others are free and open sources. To justify how these assemblers runs on programs, I will show you some code examples on different assemblers. First, this is an example of FASM code programming. Second, this is an example of NASM code using C runtime library. Third, this is an example of TASM source code. Lastly, this is an example for MASM using Microsoft C library.